This is the men's room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off the Kicksville. The Drippers, the Grasshoppers, the Hit Ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Hello to our friends jumping on at 98 Rock, California's rock station. In Sacramento, also 98.9 The Rock in Kansas City. And Rock 105, Chattanooga's rock station. Big show for you today from ESPN Sports Center. The legendary anchor known as Kenny Mayne joins us to talk a little bit about a charity he's doing called runfreely.org. And what you don't need to know, the Hangover edition is all coming up. Our question today, what is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
And this comment is a perfect example of what we're talking about. It says, I work at a casino as security. And the other day, we had a couple fighting in one of the parking lots. And after a couple of minutes, the guy stripped naked and started helicoptering as he walked away. When the police showed up, he grabbed his pants and took off on foot into a wooded area.
He was helicopter. Is that like your way of, like, is that like a mic drop? You know what I mean? Like, I'm out.
I know when people get mad, they do, like, Ted, you always say, this guy gets so mad, he rips his shirt off, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the Chris Brown move. But I don't know that I've ever been like, I am so angry, I'm going to grab my penis and swing it in circles.
Is that because you don't want anything you think to happen to your shirt? Like, you don't want to rip it?
Nah, well, yeah, that is part of it.
Okay.
You don't want to hurt it during the fight.
Okay, fair enough. If it's a nice enough shirt, like, hey, man, you might want to take that.
And some dudes just do that.
It is
I don't
their
know why.
move.
Right. It's just like you know that guy's fired up, his shirt's off.
Yeah, but if something happens and like in the last move you do is to helicopter off naked, like I think you won.
I guess.
You know, like I think to me it's like you might have the upper hand there. I
I guess
guess
it's like
how do you top that, right?
I just feel like that ends a fight. Not necessarily that guy won, but it's just like, are you really going to walk over and punch
a naked
dude
guy
swinging his penis?
Sure.
You know what? I
don't want to.
Hanging out with Castle years ago. Men did this before, but at the end of a very, very drunken day that we had together, we're at a 7-Eleven or gas station, whatever, but we're like buying water or something. I got to pee, and as always, I'm peeing outside, and it's at night, and so the manager or owner of this joint comes walking out, and he's like, you, I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, you're peeing in my parking lot. That's brand new asphalt. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry. I got to go. And it's not acidic. It's not going to eat through the asphalt. So I'm drunk, kind of blow him off. He goes back inside, but then he sends out like this bouncer guy, and all I see is this guy's silhouette. And this guy, from my impression, is just a monster. This guy is considerably larger than me, and he's making it clear that he has been sent on behalf of the owner, and I should probably stop peeing. So all I can think is, I'm about to get my ass beat. But I realize I'm peeing, so I kind of look at this guy as he's walking toward me, and I just went for it. My theory of nobody wants to deal with naked people, so I just dropped my pants to my ankles and, like, just charged this guy, right? I'm still being, like, because I don't know what else to do. Like, you want some of this? And sure enough, the guy ran back inside, right? At this point, Castle, who is not, let's say, pleased with my decision-making, grabs me by the shoulders, throws me in his car, and takes off. And he's like, what did you do? I said, look, man, I was about to get my ass beat by that guy. He's like, that's a big guy. I said, I got that much. All I could think was, charge him with your penis out, and the guy's going to back off. And he did. Because if he didn't, he'd have knocked me out cold with my pants down.
What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA. Hey, how did they find him? They found him with his pants down, knocked out cold in a gas station parking lot.
Right, man. It's a bad luck. Hello, Maddie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, naked ladies.
Hola!
Mine starts in 96. I was in the Navy. I just got home from a deployment, which was crazy, so I needed some sleep. And I'm sleeping. I hear a knock on the door, and I'm not all there yet. I just got back, just all that fun stuff, trying to calm down. Go answer the door. Answer the door, and there's two people at the front door, two young ladies. And all of a sudden, you know, they're just looking straight at my face. I'm like, okay, so what do they want? So they go through the whole, have you been saved yet? And I went, yay, no, I haven't. And they're just talking to me. It's like 5 minutes I'm standing there. I have no clue what they talked about or how they talked about it, but it was just funny to me. And then they left.
Were you butt naked the whole time?
I was buck naked the whole time.
Did you even realize it before you closed the door?
No, I closed the door, looked down, and went, "Oh, son of a!" That's all I could do.
Yeah. Well, did they not seem to mind? I mean, did they not skip a beat? Did they just keep going?
They looked straight in my eyes. They didn't look at anything else. I opened the door, and it was eye level.
I'll tell you what, man.
At my face, and I was like, I don't know. Okay, no, I haven't been saved. Thank you, but what do I do?
I would, I will give them credit on the one thing. Like, if it's me, there is no cause I believe in so much that if you open the door naked, I would say, I'll tell you what, man, I will come back later. I mean, honestly.
They didn't even say a word. That's the whole funny thing, is they did not say a word. They went through their spiel. I was standing there.
Have you been saved by Jesus? And did you know that Jesus probably provided you a pair of boxer shorts somewhere in your bedroom, sir? He cares enough to hide your penis. It's, I don't know, like anything, you'd be embarrassed if you're walking down the street naked, right? It's just not something we want to do. But like anything, when you don't know that you're exposing something, it's so much more mortifying. It's like if I walked to work and realized my fly has been open, like, it didn't bother me on the street because I didn't know. But then when you get to work, you're like, oh, my God. My God.
I've been naked around buddies because, I don't know, people were skinny dipping, whatever. Sure. That's fine. But I've also been to a bachelor party where I woke up, like, in the living room, face down, naked.
Do you know why?
I woke up. I did not know why. I just knew I was naked. Now, what I pieced together, what people have told me, is I got very excited about maybe going back to go to a hot tub.
All right.
But
you didn't make it all the way. So you got excited in the hot tub, got naked, and then passed out on the sofa.
Right. And this group of dudes is not the group that I am comfortable going skinny dipping.
Right.
Okay. So they're just like, yeah, I don't know, man. You got like blacked out drunk and we're just naked. And then like the hot tub was in a separate section, we'll say, of the condo. And people were just like, yeah, get the hell out of our room. You're just drunk and naked. I don't know how I never made it back to my room.
Good times. What is your naked story? 844-999. Ola, hell, man, when you're dreaming, even when you're naked, you know, like, you're not, unless you're having a nightmare, you don't even feel comfortable in your dream if you're naked.
Yeah, because in real life, you know, your dream still correlates like, this is not the situation I want, man. Hello, Mason. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
All right, so I fix heating and air conditioning equipment and stuff like that, so I kind of just have to go wherever it's broken and stuff, so a lot of residentials, a lot of weird businesses and stuff, but this was a residential I had been working in for a while. They knew I've been coming in and out of the house. They've seen me going in and out. And I'm just passing through the living room, and this older lady's coming out of her bedroom, knockers out, just no cares, just staring me down right in the eye. And she looked a little surprised, but not like she was, you know, getting out of my way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
did she have a conversation with you? Hi, good morning. How you doing? I mean, any pleasantries?
No words, but you know, I'm never getting that image out of my head. You know, it was she's definitely an older woman.
She is definitely an older woman.
Are we talking like something about Mary style?
Are you talking about Gravity, or like what was the big?
Oh yeah, they're about you know, naval level, you know, down in that region.
Ah, yes, naval.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight at 9 a.m., you know. It's not what you're looking for.
Is there a better time of day? I mean, would it have been okay at 2 in the afternoon, man?
I don't know. At least let me get warmed up, you know. Get some food into me or something. I don't know. It was a little bit gnarly.
I don't take this wrong, but you have very gnarly breast.
Oh boy,
yeah, gnarly breast.
I mean, those
just like.
It's not a compliment.
I don't want to think about getting to the age where breasts aren't attractive anymore.
But it's relative to your age, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
if you're, look, where's the biggest spread of STDs right now?
The old folks' home.
It's the nursing home, right? Yeah. So obviously, you know, and look, both of them look like uncooked bacon if they're naked, right? It's all ripples and weird spots here and there. But I think at that age, you don't care because it is available. And I'm sure she's thinking the same thing when your testicles are hanging down to your knees. Right?
It's I mean, it happens to all of us, right? I mean, even like at my age,
things change,
right? Like you get to a certain point. Like now, when I see, like, how should I explain this? I realize now I just check out the mom more. She's closer to my age than like
Absolutely.
my 20-year-old daughter.
Absolutely, dude. You clear that hurdle and you're like, yeah, I'm looking at your mom, not the daughter anymore.
Right? Like, yeah, I get it. You're a sophomore. What's up with your mom?
What's up with that mom? What's up with that?
What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Bama. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
So, back in school, I was involved with this group who was pretty rowdy. And long story short, to get initiated into this group, you had to go through a night that you will never, ever forget. First of all, the group that originally was the year before you, they initiate you to the next year, right?
Okay.
So they bust into your house, pull you out. I'm out in the street. They rip all your clothes off. I'm thrown into a van, completely naked, with 6 other dudes.
Are they all naked as well?
They are all naked as well.
And what is this an initiation for again?
Without saying too much, because I guarantee you they're all listening.
Okay, all right.
And it's more of like so I get a bottle.
You didn't say nothing at all, man.
No, I know that.
You said, look, I don't want to say too much.
I don't want to give away the secret society of the...
Am I not saying too much? I'm saying nothing at all.
See, I didn't know what... No wonder the Masons don't want to tell you how they do this stuff.
So I got myself real drunk because I knew the night was going to be a long night. And when I step out of the van, you're in the middle of the forest somewhere, and I take a raw egg straight to the nuts thrown by one of the original guys.
And you're naked, though.
I'm naked.
Oh, so
I have a scar to this day.
I was going to say, I have been hit down there before, but never while naked. Like, I've never been hit direct.
Is that egg-on-egg violence?
There's always, like, some cloth in between or something. It still hurts like heck.
I mean, it still hurts, but yeah, the straight shot to it, man. What group do you join where it's like, please throw an egg on my testicles while I'm naked, and that's cool with me? I need to be a part of your group that bad.
Yeah, what we'll do is get him naked, throw eggs at him.
Yeah.
They call that the scramble. What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line, more your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Nudists in Hawaii are being evicted from their rental home after a Hawaii judge sided with the property manager. According to the AP, the tenants of the Oahu rental home named it the Freedom House and had multiple lease violations and disturbances. They are accused of running a business. The tenants angered their neighbors after the Freedom House's advertised naked parties got out of hand, including loud noises and a fire that exploded and consumed the car.
See, at that point, you've just done too much.
That's really, and that's exactly right.
We don't care that you're naked. Why, as your neighbor, did my car explode?
The neighbor who lives next to the house, David Brown, claims he frequently reported the parties to police, and that after the police left, the music goes back up, and then very strange animal noises were heard. He said he heard moaning like wolf howling sounds.
Okay.
The attorney for the property manager claimed the tenants operated an illegal business at the home. One of the tenants, Brett Thomas, he disagreed. It's just a website that I decided that I could have to have people come together. Another tenant,
no pun intended,
Amy Highmore, claims the only reasons the neighbors and the property manager are taking action against them is because they oppose their lifestyle and because Highmore frequently complained about the condition of the home. I'm a naturalist, this is my religion, and I have a right to be nude. I am not offensive. She also added that she has been brutally harassed where she is so scared that she can't sleep at night. Lawyers are still working out a date for the tenants to leave the Freedom House, so they are still there, partying naked.
Hey, man, I'm pretty lenient as far as the neighbor goes. You know, you have your issues every now and again, but the moment my car explodes because one of your parties got out of hand, like, yeah, you're probably going to be exceptionally uncomfortable around me. You blew up my car.
And how did you start a fire that blew up a car?
That blew up a car.
That's crossing a line. I like a good really party, but if we start blowing up cars, like, what
you could set your yard on fire with, like a firecracker or something. But how did you set a car on fire?
All the complaints against
I know it has gas in it.
Being naked was not one of the complaints. It was, hey, you're making too much noise, which sucks for any neighbor. and you blew up my car, how do you take that to, you have a problem because I'm naked. I have a problem because my car is incinerated.
Mm-hmm. And your music's too loud, and you're partying too late, and it's loud and noisy.
Sometimes I think people miss the bigger and more obvious picture. I had a doctor years ago, female doctor, and at the end of the physical, she puts on the rubber glove. If you're a guy, you know it's prostate time, so of course I let out the, oh no. And instantly she goes, is this a problem because I'm a woman? I said, the problem is you're about to stick your finger in my butt. No offense, man. This is not a gender thing. And frankly, you have more slender fingers, so I'm glad it goes that way. But it doesn't matter to me who it is.
No.
I don't like this part. How did you take that to that?
Man, I have a doctor. He got in there.
You say he doesn't care.
Oh, he just is rough. As rough can be.
Like he has a bad day every day.
Oh, man. I mean, he is thorough. Our question, what is your naked story? 844-999-OLA. Hello, Clay. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Oh. So, my naked story takes place in Daytona Beach, Florida. My fiance and daughter had moved down there. I was going to motorcycle school. And one night...
Did you say you were going to motorcycle school?
Yes, sir.
What is motorcycle school?
It's how to be a motorcycle, Miles.
No, they teach you how to work on them.
All right, okay. I didn't know what direction that went.
Yeah. So anyway, I was using my GI Bill. Went down there, decided to do that. But so one fantastic night, my fiance and I had some fun. Fell asleep naked, and so I woke up about 2 a.m. Really had to whiz. So the bathroom door is like on my side of the bed. And so I get out, and all the lights are out. It's pitch black, of course. And I'm thinking I got this made, I'm just shooting for the gap, right? No way. I literally parked my foot on the friggin' door jamb, and it hurt so bad, right? So I'm down on the ground, screaming, yelling, "Is it broken? Is it broken?" My fiance flips on the light. Daughter runs out of her room. What's going on? Well, up and around between my legs. I'm like, go to your room. Get out of here. And so I look down, and literally my far outside small two toes, were at a 90-degree angle. Broken.
Oh, you did break them.
Oh, yeah. So, I was also enrolled in the local VA down there, so I did the best I could. I grabbed some electrical tape and I just, tape them to the other toes as best I could. I shove on the tightest pair of shoes I could possibly find. And my fiance had to work, so unfortunately she couldn't take me. So I rode my motorcycle probably 35, 45 minutes down to the VA. They're asking me the story, and I don't leave anything out. So
I have a question for you. Was it your right foot or your left foot?
My left foot. So,
okay,
yeah,
so at least, I was going to say, at least you helps. Right.
Yeah. So, it's a constant reminder every time, you're flipping through the gears or downshifting or anything. It's like, oh, man, this really friggin' sucks.
Now, let me ask you this. Since then, do you turn the light on every time that you go to the bathroom?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I debate it, man, because like in the middle of it, you hate to turn on the light. It just adds that extra layer of being awake. But one thing I have figured out same thing, it's dark. You just don't want to turn on the light. You don't want to wake anyone up. Like, I got this. You go to pee, and I realize, well, I'm peeing, but I don't hear the water splashing, right? Mm-hmm. Then you turn on the light. You're like, oh, God. Now I got to clean because I missed the toilet entirely. So I figured out, just sit down. If all the lights are out, man, I hate to turn on the light, but I will just sit down because I have missed the toilet entirely in my efforts with the lights off. You're spraying the back of it, you hit the trash can, you feel your own foot getting wet, it's in the corner. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what, man, you're not good at this.
Probably. I just hate peeing in the dark.
Well, I mean, it's not like something I love. It's just
just saying, you're never going to hit it. I'd rather just deal with the blinding brightness. The brightness you can get away with after a couple seconds. The worst is when you got to flip it back off. Then
now you can't see a damn thing.
That journey all the way across the hall of the room.
When you wake up initially, you just don't want the light because it's too much for you. Because you've been asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you try to. About a year ago, I got up in the middle of the night, so I thought it was probably 2:00 in the morning. I wanted to get a glass of water. So I go downstairs to the kitchen, and like I told you before, man, when I have a water dispenser on my refrigerator, and when you push the thing in, the light comes on.
Right.
And it's like a spotlight that comes right down on your chimney.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. It's about right at that level, and it just shines right down on it. You know what I mean? It's like, dong. So I'm getting some water.
How's it go?
Dong.
Yeah, I was just saying, probably says dong.
Dong. Yeah, it's
dong light on.
Right, exactly. Here's the dong. So I look over and I realize that someone had just rolled over on the couch, and I'm like, oh my God. My daughter's spending the night. She must have fallen asleep watching television down here. Like, she's there. I've got to get like from point A to B, you know what I mean? Like past her somehow. Like I walk, like I'm like, oh my God, like what do I do? So I took my oven mitts. And I put an oven mitt. Well, I didn't have anything else in the kitchen.
Are you thinking Arby's, Dad?
No, I kind of I put one oven mitt, like they're pretty big. I put one oven mitt over the other one. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about your ass. She doesn't want to see your penis.
I know.
Well, but the thing is, you just shined a light on your penis. How do you know?
No, she couldn't see me in the kitchen. I have a counter and all that stuff. So like where I was situated, she wouldn't be able to see that. But my whole thing was, how do I get past her, man? Get back upstairs.
You put an oven mitt.
I put an oven mitt. That's all I had.
No, wait. Did you cover your penis with the oven mitt, or did you actually insert your penis into the oven mitt? No, I just
covered it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't have one on the back, so I was
Have you ever tried sleeping in mesh shorts?
I have them. I just don't sleep in them.
I know, but you've crapped the bed. You've shown dong to family members. Might be time to start thinking about a pair of shorts.
Ted makes a point that you run into more trouble. I started putting something on when I slept after I had
kids. Yeah.
Because I've been climbing to bed, and I realized, I am not, and at this stage, they're 18 months old, but it's I'm not okay with this because it's impossible as a guy to wake up without an erection, right? It's just not going to happen. So 100% of the time, sleep with son. And in fact, my son asked me about a week ago, Daddy, why do you always sleep in your underwear? And I don't want to tell him, look, man, because your bitch ass keeps walking in my room.
In the middle of the night.
And you're going to see Daddy Wood, and this is not great.
Daddy Wood.
So I just said,
Daddy Wood.
Yeah, Daddy Wood. Welcome to Daddy Wood. So it's just how
Come for the rides. Yeah, exactly. 844-999-OLA, what is your, I'll tell you one thing. The only thing that's made me.
Well, I'm so used to sleeping with a pair of, shorts on.
Yeah.
That, sometimes I'll sleep naked, and I get up in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh my God, I'm naked.
The only thing that's made me think about the mesh shorts lifestyle is sometimes my cat will just stare at it. And I'm like, is he going to take a swat at this thing? You know what I mean? I'll wake up and I'm on my side or whatever, and he's just looking at it. And I'm like, oh my God.
And the thing is, cats will attack. I put it this way, since I've gotten the cat for the kids, I realized, do not masturbate in the morning under the covers. That is, if anything moves, dude. Because you don't realize the cat's in the room.
Time,
right? Oh, dude, the curtains part and this cat leaps 5 feet, and I'm like, you know what? You have ruined this forever. Oh yeah, the cat's
what is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, this is kind of a weird story. So this was back in the day when you had to buy your pot from your friend, you know?
Yeah. The good old days. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is far enough back that my buddy, can I use his name? He's just his
you don't care.
Yeah.
It's your buddy.
Yeah. So my buddy Brandon, he's waiting for me to come over. I was working and I worked late. I didn't get off work usually or get done working until midnight. And so I had already talked to him. He knew I was coming through. I was going to hook up, buy a bag. We were going to smoke, kick back. And mind you, I didn't realize that the whole night he's been trying to hook up with his girl. He's been trying to get it in. And another friend of ours.
When you say it like that, it just sounds like he's really bad at sex.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all
he can't find it. He can't find it. He lost his car keys.
For hours. He just couldn't
figure out how to work that thing.
The reason why I was taking so much time is that other people kept trying to hook up with him, trying to get their pot.
Sure.
And one friend in particular named Ralph was just banging on his window because he lived at home with his parents. This is way back in the day, and that was the MO. I'd come around when I get off. I don't want to knock on the front door. It's late at night. I'd tap on his window, hop in the window, and buy a bag and smoke out. And so I do my normal thing, not realizing that all night Ralph has been banging on his window and calling him, and he's telling him hey man, not now, not now, not now. And so I got off work early. And so I showed up an hour before I normally would. And I, knock on the window thinking nothing of it.
not having any idea that Ralph has been bugging him all night. And he rips the blinds open, and he's standing there just butt naked. like he was in the act, and he just rips the blinds open, pissed off. And so I did the whole, throw the hands up, turn your head away kind of thing, like, what the hell, and then I had a quick glance in the window because his girlfriend was laying there naked too. And then I just walk off. And like 5 minutes later, I get the phone call, like, dude, I'm really sorry, bro. Like, I thought you were Ralph,
would it have mattered? Did you end up getting your weed? It's not like I'd ripped the door open and someone interrupted me having sex. Like, oh, I thought you were Ted. What's up, Miles? It's all good. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I ended up getting my weed. Yeah, like I came back. I was like, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to finish doing your thing, and I'll come back by. So I ended up coming back by, getting my weed, and his girlfriend was more embarrassed than he was. But
did you get a glimpse? Did you get a glimpse of her?
Yes.
So you saw everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything. I saw everything from the waist up for her.
Ah, okay. Good enough.
All right.
Well, little did you know she has a penis. The thing you wonder as I hear people tell these stories, like, are our kids going to look at us the way, I don't know, we look at our grandparents if they were around when people were bootlegging? Right? So if your grandparents said, hey, man, when alcohol was illegal,
probably
I knew a guy and we would drink our stuff. So, as you tell these stories, our kids are going to be like, what do you mean you bought weed from a friend? Like, kids, at one time this was illegal. So whoever your dirty buddy was, that's the guy you bought weed from.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, your kids, you'd be like, that's like moonshining.
I've been in some very sketchy situations, just trying to buy something as innocent as marijuana.
Well, because before weed was legalized in some of the states, it seemed to me there were two people you could get weed from. The guy that only sold weed, which was fine. It's fantastic. It's pretty chill. And then the guy who also sold weed. So you go to the also sells weed guy. He sells everything else.
And that's where it gets sketchy.
There was a guy in Baltimore I knew. We were at Ryan the Lion. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, man, there's some guys from another radio station. Anyway, they're kind of having a party. This guy smoked tough. And he's like, do you mind if we roll by? I'm like, no problem, man. He's like, yeah, they all smoke. So I walk into this kitchen, man, and there's some scary, because it wasn't just guys from another radio station. It's all their buddies as well. I walk in there, and I'm like, man, this is not just weed. He's like, yeah, I don't want to tell you that part. He's like, they all do smoke weed, but that ain't what they're smoking right now, and that's not what some of this other stuff was. Ended up being a good time, but it was a real sketchy situation. Man.
Pretty sure Ryan the Lion still owes me a quarter bag.
How would he owe you one?
Because he disappeared with my money and never came back. Remember that? No, he disappeared, remember?
Oh, God, that's right.
He just disappeared. I was like, oh, man. And that was part of it, too. That's what you tell your grandkids.
I like that. Here's the guy that we all like.
Exactly.
He disappeared. He disappeared. Here's my money for
he really just disappeared. He was gone.
Did his girl get another job?
I don't know.
You would be
probably.
If you knew this guy and then knew who he was dating, and I don't want to give more information on that pretty public stuff, but it's like, that's your girlfriend? It's like, oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, because me and him would always laugh about that. He's like, she makes the money.
Whatever. Yeah, of course you do.
He drove a $50 minivan that wouldn't break down. You remember that?
Yeah.
This dude had this minivan for like 4 years. And he's like, oh, dude, I only paid $50 for it. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, $50. It just won't stop working. His girlfriend, remarkably prominent position. Everyone in the city is aware of who she is. I'm like, how does this work? He's like, nah, man, I don't need her money. He's like, $50, I'm all good.
Yeah, like if you could picture a stereotype in a movie of what a guy looks like that would sell weed.
Tall black
Baltimore.
dude.
Right, and like couldn't be nicer. That was him.
What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Lizzie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi there. Hola.
Hola.
So you want a naked story? I got one for you.
Perfect.
Years ago, I was living in this third-floor apartment in Tacoma, Washington, and right across the driveway, there was another three-story apartment building, and the apartment across from me, nobody lived in it. So for like a year, I lived there, and nobody was in that apartment, and I used to just kind of walk around, sans clothes, why not? And one Sunday, I'd just gotten out of the bathtub and walked out into the front room, sat down on the couch, and, the windows, of course, you could see right into the apartment across the way. But I wasn't thinking about all of the hammering I was hearing there, and I'm sitting down and I'm reading the Sunday paper, and the towel slips down, and about an hour and a half later, all of a sudden it dawned on me that somebody's in the apartment across the way. So, yeah, they caught me in the nude.
I'm just reading the paper, though.
It doesn't
Just
matter.
reading the paper.
Yeah, it
doesn't matter.
It was perfectly innocent,
Right.
Just nice, relaxing Sunday. The kids weren't home, so, what do you do?
I'm sure there was some ironic. I'm sure there was some ironic headline too, and like Bush declares victory in Iraq.
It's been so long ago, I can't even remember. But oh my God, I hit the floor so fast and just crawled into the kitchen. I was so embarrassed.
Crawling naked across your own floor. At that point, it's done.
What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
From TMZ, sex in the park, the British are coming. As the saying goes, that's
what Paul Revere was talking about.
As TMZ says, the best laid plans of horny men often go awry, or something like that. But the video of a bare-ass British man having sex with his girlfriend in a busy park definitely applies. In the video shot over the weekend in Leeds, you can hear a concerned citizen calling the police to report the guy's failure to, quote, Brexit his girlfriend within yards of apparently a cricket match. Once the players noticed, a violent case of coitus interruptus went down. One guy ran over and put an end to the bangers and mash by slapping the boyfriend in the face. A few times, yeah. More than a handful of park goers called the cops, but in the end, it looks like the cricketers handled the situation.
I mean, look, if you're having sex at a sporting event, that's one thing. I'm just one of those people. If I see you having sex in your car, I'm not going to call the cops. No. I'm just not. I don't care.
Our question, what is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, it's just, it doesn't matter, man. Like, you're in the car. When I used to have a big-ass dog, he would walk a little bit in front of me. He didn't need to be on a leash. And it's like 2 a.m, but there's a cab parked there, which is not unusual. There's a bunch of parallel parked cars, but he jumps up on his hind legs and presses his front paws on the passenger window, and he's looking in. And I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? And then I realized the cab driver's in there getting hooked up by a hooker. And what I like about it on the East Coast, instead of being embarrassed, he was very angry. Hey, get to the goddamn dog. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, man. I didn't realize you were getting hooked up. Hello, Lindsay. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I was at this little festival up north. Ted might know about it a little bit.
Oh, what's up, Lindsay?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, so...
One of those damn moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's always those people who are like, hey, what's up, man? And then the chick walks by, they know, hey, Cheryl, hey.
Well, it gets pretty interesting. So there's a couple of different stages. I'm up at the 4th stage. Me and my girl Annie were dancing, having fun. This girl, people try and dance with me at festivals. This girl starts dancing with us. I think it's cool, whatever. All of a sudden, she just stumbles, and then all of a sudden just falls straight on her back. We're like, what the hell? Try to see if she's okay. We realize her pants are around her ankles. She flips up, starts kicking off her pants, throws off her shirt, and then starts running around naked. Jumps on this dude, starts making out with him, sits there for a couple of minutes because they're getting really into it, and then tries to bum rush the stage and then gets carted all off.
What do you think she was on to get to that point? Life.
Dude, I don't know. I
mean, is that
no, because trust me, this was the talk of the festival the next morning. I heard a naked lady charge the forest stage.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's speculating, what do you think she took? I don't know.
Because there's a lot of drugs there, right?
What about the guy who just got randomly made out with? I mean, did anyone ask him if he was okay?
Oh, he was into it. He just kind of was like, yep.
Wait a minute.
Going with it.
A guy on drugs at a festival, a naked woman starts making out with him, and you're telling me he was cool with that. Well, I'll be gobsmacked.
He was totally cool with it. He was into it. I feel really bad because I was like, I wonder where she ended up in the morning. I wonder if she remembers any of it.
Probably not, but... I think that's better sometimes.
I talked to somebody who went. I said, how was your weekend? Did you have a good time? And she said, yeah, it was great. I laid around naked in a river for 2 days. And I was like, is that what you do? Okay, all right. Sounds good to me.
What I like about it is Miles said, he says, oh, it's a very attractive woman. So it's like, hey, how are you? You look tired. Like, man,
She looked like she'd been through. I know. She looked, rough.
Dude, it's been 2 days. Look at the bags under my eyes still.
Rough.
Yeah, but Ted, you always look like crap.
And this was Monday morning, and she opened up the place at 5:30. So it's a barista, you know what I mean? So, I mean, she was
hating life all
day.
Very
much so. What is your naked story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Joe, you know what? I was going to throw you on hold. I'm going to throw you on hold. I just looked down. I'm like, you're not going to have enough time to tell your story. There's just no way.
You're getting pressed up against it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of going to the festival, what you don't need to know coming up is the Hangover edition. And we'll have in from ESPN and Sports Center, Kenny Mayne momentarily. He's going to join us to talk about runfreely.org, a little charity event
freely, but whatever.
that Kenny's got coming up here in just a couple of days. Our question, what is your naked story? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up after we'll allow our stations to identify themselves.
Naked.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.